Hello, class. Today we're going to be talking about putting everything together that we've worked on so far for your research paper. So you've worked on your introduction. So you've given me a few articles that you've chosen on your own. You give me an explanation of each of those, and as well as a conclusion paragraph telling me how all of those articles relate. So you've already written that, and I've already returned comments on that. You've worked on your method section, which is talking about your sample, the participants you're using, as well as the scales that you're going to be using for your comparisons. And then you worked on two parts of your results section, your correlations and your chi-square tests. So I'm going to kind of break down exactly how I want the paper to look, as well as go through the rubric just to give you an idea of what I'm looking for. So first, let's look at a finished paper. So we're putting everything together now. First off, I want you to notice up here you have your running head. Notice that running head, the capitalization, and everything here. This is very, very important that you follow this format. So this would be in your header. To get to your header, just double click up here in the top, and it would open up your header. And this is how you manipulate your header. So it's important that you click this button right here. This is different first page. So when you're writing your header, it changes down to the second page. So right down here, you've now removed the title running head from up here, and you remove the italicization as well. So it's no longer capitalized anymore. So just to show you an example, so if I change this, recent success in college, that's not going to show up down here. So I want to make sure I change that in college. And now you're going to notice that every page following this, you're going to see that let's do this. Move everything back to normal formatting wise. And you're going to notice that everything moves back, everything changes beyond this page. So right here, now you have Greece and Success in College, Greece and Success in College. So if I change this again, it removes that. So let's do that just as an example here. I'll just change the N here. Greece Success College, Greek Success College, Greece and Success College. So, and it's not changing the first page. That's why it's very important that you click this button right here, the different first page, because you want to make sure that your first page is actually different than the other pages in your document, because it's going to have this right here, and this is all going to be capitalized. All right, so formatting wise, notice our numbers in the top right corner. So when you do insert page numbers, we want to make sure that we're noting that there's going to be in the top right corner. So page number right here. It might be different for your computer, but you want to look for this. And you want to change the position to top of page and to right. So that's what it should look like. And we already have page numbers here, and I believe they're put in manually. Don't put yours in manually. Put them in through the formatting. And no first page right here. So this is your intro page. This is your cover page. You have the title of your paper. Again, notice capitalizations here. Not everything's capitalized like a running head. Your name, followed by your university. And this university is Practicing Until Perfect University. Ours would be the University of North Florida. Then we have an abstract, which is a short paragraph about kind of breaking down exactly what you did throughout the study. So it's going to be giving a bit of the intro, a little bit of methodology, a little bit of results, and mainly discussion. So right here, this is your discussion. So similar to previous findings, so on and so forth. You want to give a breakdown on what you found. This is going to draw the reader in. So this was going to get the person interested. So if you notice, you look on PsycInfo, you're mainly reading abstracts to get information. So what would you look for in an abstract? Put that into your abstract. Give a really nice, concise breakdown of what you found. Make it interesting and draw people in to read. This is how you advertise your article. So now you have your introduction here. Know what you guys have already done. So this is where you're going to have the brunt of your citations here. So this should be a couple pages depending on how much you put. It'll be one of the larger sections of your paper. Then you have your method section, your participants, materials, and your procedures. These are the three required sections by APA that you have to include into your paper. So make sure that they're all here. And you could use these secondary headings here to notate those where they start. Make sure you do that. Again, participants, breaking down the sample that you use, so mean age, ethnicity, the total sample size, Then you have your methods, your measured material section where you're talking about your scale, the self-report, then your procedures and how it was administered. So we've already done all of this. Then you get into the results section. This is explaining a ANOVA here. Remember, this is not a significant ANOVA, so it doesn't have to be significant to report it. Just make sure you report what statistical analyses you used and what you found. If you don't know what ANOVA is, I will cover that further on. Don't worry about it for now. But again, this is where all of your statistical equations are going to be. Here's your chi-squared right there. Again, when you're writing your chi-squared, to get the x, it would be x, then you go to your home, and this little guy right here, and that will give you a squared. So you click 2 on your keyboard to give you a 2. You can make it a third, fourth, fifth, however you want it. We want to do it a squared because it is a chi-squared. Click it again and you're good to go. Alright, that's just a quick little tidbit. Then your discussion section, which is just breaking down everything again. You're bringing back some of the articles that you've used, relating it to what you found in your data. Pretty simple stuff here. Again, it's not going to be a huge page. We're talking about not even 8 pages of writing here, a little over 7 pages of writing, not including the introduction page. Then you have your result, your references section rather, where you give the APA formatted references for the ones you used already. And then down here is your tables, which is important to include these. You've already made them, so make sure you put them in here. Because you talk about this table in particular, you want to make sure that if you're talking about a table, that you're also putting that in your figures section, which would be after your result, or your references section rather. So now let's go through the rubric really quickly. Again, both of these documents are available to you on your modules section under week 8. You have an example research paper, which what we just went through, and then your project rubric. Use these 2 things, especially your rubric. This is what I'll be using to grade. I'll be noting how many points you get for each of these. So if you say, wow, I got an 80 on this, I thought I deserved an A, how did that happen? You can look at your rubric, you can go back, and that way, if you want to challenge your grade, you can go back and say, well, I think I did better on this. I don't recommend you guys challenge your grade unless you really thought you did a lot poorer than you actually did. This rubric is just going to give you a guideline to see, okay, well, I lost a point here. Okay, well, yeah, that format could have been better. So it's for you as much as it is for me. No one likes to be graded based on someone's feelings. So remember here, not using past tense is automatic minus 15 points. You want to use past tense. You conducted the research. You ran the data. You're not conducting the research. You're not running the data. You've already done it. So make sure you use past tense here. That's a big one. No I's, me's. If you want to talk about the research and how it's conducted, the researchers ran this test. You want to use scientific wording. So nothing like I feel or I think. No one cares what you feel. No one cares what you think. They want to know what you found. It's a sad reality of science. No one cares about feelings here. We just want to find the root of what you're trying to say, and we'll find that through data-driven research. So use this as a guideline when you're writing. It looks heavy, but it's really not. We're talking about 200 points here, the total from all of these. Remember, watch your typos, watch your grammar, watch your spelling, cold read, write the whole thing, wait a day, go back, read it, make sure everything flows, make sure all the sections flow together. And it's pretty simple. You've done most of it already. It's just combining everything all together. So that's it for this. If you have any questions about it, email me. Other than that, this should be a pretty simple thing to put together. We'll have a peer review day where you'll be able to give it to somebody in the class and they'll be able to look at it. It's on week 11. They'll be able to tell you what you can change. That's always very useful too. So make sure you have it done as quick as possible so it's ready for that peer review day. Other than that, have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon.